across. Okay, stand by. For uniform line, wait on the west side. Yeah, way up on the for uniform, go ahead. Thank you. We're going to go in here just a minute, guys. Wait, let me start to get the living room. away, plan at a right turn at 150 prior to 25.
Mention a need for it. A re-engined Airbus A380, according to Tim Clark, the Emirates chief, could deliver fantastic fuel burn savings, calculated to be around up to 25%, which is ultimately going to be far higher than what the A380 Plus study provided. And one of the biggest reasons why maybe Emirates were never really interested in a study for such a plane is, even back in 2017, they were calling for an A380 Neo, not an A380 Plus. It felt like more so the Plus was what Airbus were willing to put forward, as they didn't have an interest in providing a Neo. Still, Emirates' plans just simply weren't in line with that of the plane maker. Emirates loves flying the A380, but I think we can agree understands that the plane isn't as efficient as it could be, and this is thanks to what Tim Clark says is older technology and older studies, especially when looking at the engines. But a lot of that could be changed by updating specific features on the aircraft. It wouldn't require a significant plane redesign, but rather work with engine manufacturers. As part of the A380 Neo, the new engine option, is putting a new engine on the aircraft to make it more efficient. What engines? Well, according to Tim Clark at least, the continued mention of the Rolls-Royce Ultrafan is something that he's interested in. But see, it's all well and good to have this brilliant plan, but it's not as easy as just mentioning solutions and hoping they come to fruition. That's been one of Emirates' biggest challenges, to say the least. Engine manufacturers are, yes, working on fantastic advancements in technology, but don't want to prioritize new technology for larger aircraft. When I say larger aircraft, no, I'm not talking about your A350s and 777Xs, which are very much the new era of long-haul wide-body flying. I'm talking about your A380-800. Beginning with the Plus, the study was formally unveiled by Airbus many years ago, specifically on the 18th of June 2017, during at that time the 2017 edition of the Paris Air Show. In a release, Airbus said they were presenting a development study that harbours aerodynamic improvements on the A380 with new larger winglets, wing refinements and more that allow for up to 4% fuel burn savings. Additionally, Airbus would add an optimized maintenance program and enhanced cabin features that benefit the current A380 by reducing 13% cost per seat. Overall, you're probably beginning to understand that the intent with the A380 Plus, as stated at the beginning of this video, was to simply make the world's largest passenger plane a more desirable aircraft to fly. As by 2017, even though production was, yes, moving along, the bulk of orders and deliveries and general interest were completely now out of the way. If anything, the European plane maker was just working through the last of its backlog, and with no second-hand market and no more customers interested in acquiring such a large plane. However, unfortunately for Airbus, their A380 Plus wouldn't attract much interest at all, and the development and general study quickly disappeared without a trace, not really being mentioned ever once more. That being said, it was interesting, at the very least, to see what Airbus were experimenting with to make the world's largest passenger plane, maybe in some regard, more desirable. But now I want to ask you, was it a last-ditch attempt, and more of an indication of the current status of the program being rather bleak back then, or was it in Airbus's best interests? Maybe you could argue it's a bit of both? Let me know down below in the comments. But see, with little to no interest in the Airbus A380 Plus, the focus immediately turned to Emirates. No shock there, the airline based in Dubai is the largest customer of the A380, and when often discussing the future of a plane of this size, we immediately go to the Dubai-based airline who have enjoyed great success with the plane. The thing is, sometimes the largest customer of a specific aircraft type might just have marginally more units than, say, the second largest operator. However, A380s and 747s. Emirates, yes, operates a sizable amount of A380s, the largest by a country mile, as I've established, and while they may heavily commit to an A380 Neo if developed, would they be the only customer? Would it be worth Airbus's time and resources, and even engine manufacturers? Or is there another hidden gem in the works that would have a more positive impact and suit the direction of these other companies better? When I say hidden gem, I'm talking about potentially a new aircraft program, something more efficient, out of this world, and truly the next generation. And that's really where these manufacturers are putting their time and effort, finding ways to make flying more efficient. And while Emirates wants an A380 Neo, it's just not something that these manufacturers are thinking about. Unfortunately for Tim Clark, who continues to say that with slot-restricted airports becoming even more busy, the need for a high-capacity aircraft is present, and while there are options to potentially stretch the 777X to fit more passengers, Emirates are very much focused on a re-engined A380 doing the job. So what are your opinions? I did just want to briefly explore the two aircraft and how it relates to Emirates, as I feel Emirates are really the ones that are truly interested in a new type of A380, but there is much more to unpack about these two variants in the future, so something I'll definitely look at covering is these planes more in depth, maybe examining their interest away from Emirates and why Airbus didn't proceed. But be sure to share your thoughts down below in the comments on today's topic. I'd love to hear them and anything potentially more. Thank you very much for your support. Take care and be safe. I'll see you in a couple of days for more analysis right here on the channel.
And we'll